What's up, guys? Tomahawk here, and welcome back to KYUZIRAID Factions, no longer being hosted on the XDMC server. If you guys don't remember, or you guys have been living under a rock or something, I don't know why you shouldn't know this information already, but you should. XDMC and XDMC, otherwise known as Shepcraft back in the day, have made a merge into one particular server. That means that both KYUZIRAID and matchmaking were to be dissolved into the XDMC product name, and I was going to take over as the major advertiser of XDMC. If you guys remember, during the whole announcement process of that, I explained that factions would be added to XDMC over the course of the next couple of weeks. Well, that finally happened. Factions. Oh my gosh, my voice is completely gone. Factions is finally here for you guys to be able to connect. You guys can go ahead and go on the server via play.xdmc.com. Go ahead and click on your compass and then click on the little factions thing, which should be a diamond chest plate. Then you're on the server now, which is absolutely amazing and fantastic. So this is actually KYUZIRAID 10.0. If you guys recall, previously it was 9.0 before it was added onto XDMC. And since this is the big number 10, there are some changes that have been made. The first one being that there was a reset done on the server that was done both to be able to push the advancement of version 10 and have everything be like on a brand new level when version 10 is to come out, and also because of the fact that the server file for the old KYUZIRAID and all the, like, the maps and all that sort of saves and stuff, the file was actually extremely big and would take probably several weeks to transfer over from one server to another. So we decided that was completely impractical and decided to remake the map and redo the plugins and sort of like that. And in the scheme of things, it made it so that we had to do a reset. Sorry, had to happen. It's just because, things and stuff. Okay, Tomahawk in post coming through right now. The images you're seeing on the screen right now are little tidbits of screenshots from a new biome generator that was added in as one of the updates. Silly Tomahawk in the original recording completely forgot to mention the fact that that was added in the game. So look at these pretty pictures. They're pretty cool, right? Oh my goodness. New biome generation. That's pretty cool. Let's go back to the actual video. So going on for the rest of the updates that are coming in is MCMMO is here. It's finally back. If you guys recall, back in the days of KYUZIRAID, there was MCMMO. It was removed. Now we're re-adding it back, which adds awesome level type MCMMO things to the game. So you'll have higher levels of mining, higher levels of sword fighting, higher levels of acrobatics, and you could level them up by doing, their respective things. Acrobatics is leveled by falling, mining is leveled by mining, and you get these special perks that you could use once every allotted number of seconds, which makes your abilities much more powerful than they would in normal vanilla Minecraft, which is friggin' awesome and super cool. You guys just gotta try it out to understand the way it works. Not to mention there's wiki pages that explain that whole sort of thing. Okay. Continuing is the prizes that are laid out without the map. Before this whole entire thing was released to the public, we had a couple people going around the map to put a bunch of special secret chests that are hidden in random locations throughout the map. They could be in caves, they could be on the surface, they could be randomly anywhere, and inside these prizes are the only 15 iron golem spawners that exist on the server. You can't buy them, you can't craft them, obviously they don't exist in regular Minecraft. I don't know why you said you could craft them, but the point is, the only 15 of them are located in random chests scattered throughout the map, making them probably the most valuable thing on the server, arguably. Also, a couple of other things that are thrown in chests randomly throughout the map are key finders, creeper spawners, and store vouchers and stuff like that. Just random stuff we decided to throw around the map for you guys to be exploring and randomly find. Now, might I add that the server world border is 12,000 by 12,000, so you have like a 1 in 673 million chance of, breaking any one block and uncovering, a chest that has something good in it. So, it's a pretty low chance, but it's still possible. Okay, so one more big update that was added is hack detection. No longer will you be able to see those people who are force fielding and all sorts of that stuff. We added a back-end hack detection thing, which would make it really, really hard for people to bypass and make it so people just pretty much can't hack. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and run down through these last sort of updates pretty quickly for you guys, just so you can get them all this information. I don't have to spend the majority of the video doing this introduction bit. Okay, so withers are now enabled in the end. Beacons and hoppers are uncraftable still. You have to buy them in the shop. No bedrock floor in the end anymore. 1.7 sponges. Auto crafting TNT for Protector Plus. Increased by price for spawners. Donator shop for Protector Plus. Miner / KT shop revamp, which basically means just kit tokens shop is kind of revamped. Lava flow is re-enabled in the overworld. Anti-X-ray methods were introduced. High chance of working. Reset chests will not be available during the 10.0 transition, which means if you guys run 9.0, you can't have stuff that transfers over, obviously. Then Legend was renamed to Spartan, Hero was renamed to King, Champion was renamed to Titan, and the Spawner Crate was removed temporarily. New features are, you know, obviously going to be added and stuff, but this is the stuff that was added right out the bat. The things that are different from 9.0 and 10.0 and all that sort of stuff is good. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on into this episode of Factions. Sorry for spewing out random pieces of information for the first 5 minutes. We have to get, you know, the whole transition thing over and done with before we could keep on going. And once again, guys, the IP, if you guys want to connect, is play.xdmc.com. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get on and into this episode of the Minecraft Factions. Here we are! Oh no, a cobblestone cage. What is this? Prison? No, it's not prison. It's actually the work in progress on this version's base. What we did is we created a location, not in the overworld, might I add. You probably can tell what dimension it is, mostly because of the freaking Enderman that's here. I was going to make it like a spoiler, like not a spoiler, like a hint that I was going to keep my base in the end, but no, there's 2 Endermen here, so you guys kind of know that my base is in the end. I'm not going to go on the outside to tell you guys what like our protection is, because that I realized from the last time that I showed you guys, you know, my protection of my base and the kind of like the general location of it. Not two episodes later, someone came in and decided it would be a good idea to come and murder my entire base. I don't know if it was like caused by me showing the outside of the base on purpose, or if it was just by someone who randomly found it, but I'm not going to really risk it again for you guys, not to mention that the entire outside protections aren't necessarily made completely to like, you know, 100%ness. So you can see like, you know, there's like a second floor right there that hasn't been done yet. But if you're wondering how these walls were made in such a short amount of time, because the server only has been out for like a day, an easy way to do it is, they're called lava monster walls, I think. If you place lava and water on one layer towards the top on a specific on a specific pattern, it'll just make a cobblestone wall going all the way down, and the only thing you have to clean up is the water and the lava at the end of it. Makes it really simple to make walls, especially ones like this. So I suggest if you're going to make your base, you should probably invest in doing something like that instead of building your walls up. That is something that someone who was in my faction taught me. VM Kylie, this person right here, don't know how to pronounce your name. Point is, Mike, I'm going to call you Mikey. He knows how to do it. And he did it, and then he put the thing right there. Speaking of which, people in my faction don't necessarily have my brother in yet. He's been doing some other stuff IRL lately, and I don't know if he's going to be having enough time to record as of late. So I'm going to make some sort of like, you know, arrangement and talk to my brother a little bit and see if I can get him in the series some more. I hope I can convince him to. But sometimes, you know, at the end of the day, he is a new high school student, and he does have his classes because he just started school and stuff like that. So I'm going to have to, you know, I have to keep him, you know, I have to be understanding if he can't do it, obviously. Okay, so if you're wondering all this stuff that's been done up to this point, I actually did a stream on the server earlier today. So like that, everything that I've done is stuff that I did slightly before the stream, which was this bad boy right here, and the stuff that happened on stream, which I can actually show you guys right now. So if I do /e-chest, you can see that I have some sort of, you know, armor right here. So I have some god armor. Simple enough, right? And if I go on my chest, I also, like my /chest, you can see a bunch of stuff that I've gotten here as well. So the majority of this is just Prot 1, and I also did the KYUZIRAID kit. So I also have, you know, the KYUZIRAID armor, the 2 sets of it in there, and I also have some god apples that I got from the god kit. I did both those kits just so I could have some starter stuff. And then the rest of the stuff I had gotten from PvPing, because I went PvPing for a little bit. Pretty simple stuff. Also, the most important thing that you guys have yet to see here is the number of blaze spawners that I have right here. So you can see that I have 9 blaze spawners. If you go into /shop, you can see that blaze spawners cost a total number of $475,000. So you could just assume that, you know, you multiply what I have by 10, or you have what I have by 10, and you have $4.75 million ish, you know, obviously there's only 9, not 10, that is worth right here in my inventory. And you're like, whoa, Tomahawk, how'd you get that much money worth of you know, Blaze guys? And what I did for the majority of the stream that I did on Veradic is I went into the Nether, and since the server had just reset, all the, you know, existing Nether fortresses had all their Blaze spawners. So I went in one direction and went, good. I got a ticket for no, sorry, I'm not gonna start singing now. But no, I went off into one direction, finding all the Nether fortresses along the path, and I managed to emerge at the end of it about an hour later with 9 Blaze spawners, which I will use later on to sell to people, or my own base for Blaze rods, which can then be used to obviously sell to here for a decent price. A 64 for $200. If you have an automatic one running overnight, that's like a good amount of, like, you know, you could probably make $200,000 overnight. Pretty decent amount of money you could be making from that. That's why it was worth me doing that. And, you know, obviously. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I missed from the starter bit, and there actually is. I can show you something absolutely amazingly awesome right now. So I'm going to go ahead and see the armor that I'm wearing right now. It has full durability, and the weapon that I have right now also has full durability. You know, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these diamonds out, and something that is absolutely amazing in MCMMO is the repairability. And on stream, what I did today is I got myself from repair level 1 to repair level like 100 and something. I don't know. I spent some time repairing some stuff. And the way you guys are going to want to do this, if you guys want to get this, if you guys want to do what I'm about to show you, is you get a piece of sand, and you also get some what do you call it? You get some cactus right here. So you set, let me just set it to 1 by 1 cactus right here. And if you put it right here, you can see that, oops, you can't do that because it's against the wall. You put it right here, and then you put it like that, and you can see that the cactus is there, and you can take damage on it. So the more that I stand on this, you know, this cactus, the more, you know, protection that'll be taken away from me. In fact, I'll do F3H right now so you guys can see exactly what the durability is on these things. So you can see that the durability is going down from 363 to 344, etc., etc. It'll keep on going down as I stand on this thing. So you're going to start off with iron armor. You're actually going to need level 50 repair to do diamond armor. So you're going to start with your iron armor that you're just going to make, and you'll have your iron block on the floor, and you'll stand on this thing. You know, you'll jump off every once in a while if you take damage. But since I have really high protection diamond armor, it's not going to, you know, give me any damage ever. You know, eat your food, whatever. Wait till you have some sort of durability missing. And then you're going to be doing this with iron armor, but I'm just doing this with my current armor because this is the goal you're going to eventually want to get to. So once you have your stuff, you know, minus durability, I just wait until it's, you know, in the red before you do this. And then what you do is you right-click, and you right-click again, and you can see that my level increased by 3, which is now at 175. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of the hiccups right now. And you can see that it took away one of my diamonds, right? So at least it says it's 42 diamonds right now, and if I do it like this, I'll have 41 diamonds, and then you come right here, and then I have 40 diamonds, and obviously if I do this, it'll go down to 39 diamonds. My level went from 175 to 183 because I get double experience because I'm an administrator, and my armor has been completely repaired, and if you notice, all of the enchantments are still there. I mean, you know, not necessarily all of them. I can see that, you know, this is Prot 3 and not Prot 4 for some reason. And also this went from Unbreaking 3 to Unbreaking 2. I'm not sure if the God Kit's already actually like that, or it was the other thing that can actually happen when you are repairing things. The lower level you are, the higher chance of you, when you repair iron armor, or sorry, when you repair enchanted armor, that it will come back and be a lesser or completely different enchantment than you started with. So it can be pretty risky, especially if you're you know, trying to repair your Prot 4, Unbreaking 3 and stuff like that. But as you get to a higher level, the percentage of it goes down significantly, almost to the point in which it completely mitigates the fact that you will ever mess up. And I think that's around like level 100 that you'll be able to do that. And if you can see right there, there's pretty much no point in me ever not collecting any type of Prot 4 I ever see, because I'll always be able to repair it with this block of iron, thanks to MCMMO. There's your MCMMO tip of the day. You're welcome. Okay, guys, so this would totally be the part of the video where I go off to a random location on the map where someone had given me the coordinates of some random person's base where they have full prot 4 and everything absolutely amazing. But since the server technically had come out after a reset today as I'm recording this, there isn't any base for me to raid. I mean, I could have gone looking for a little bit and found maybe the, the start of people's claims, but there wasn't really going to be anything that I was going to find out there, at least not yet. So I was like, well, I don't want to leave you guys empty-handed. You know, you guys love your raids, and I was like, well, cannon firing is a massive part about raiding. So I was like, why not show them footage of a cannon firing? And what you're about to see is quite literally that. Fire! Yep, that was a cannon firing. It's literally, that was all it was. It was just a cannon firing. You thought it was going to be anything more than that? Well, you were sadly mistaken. Oh my goodness. Well, obviously there's no raid for today's episode, and I just wanted to let you guys know that. Okay, guys. So with that little trolley clip out of the way, I want to say that this episode of the Factions is coming to an end. So if you guys noticed that the audio quality might have been a little bit weird during the first half of the episode, it was because of the fact that I recorded the first 2 clips on Windows 10, and I had accidentally messed up my DxTory settings and made it so it didn't record any of the audio, so I had to steal the audio from my backup track, which is a slightly lesser quality than I wanted it to, so I apologize for that, but good news is I was able to save it. And also, I reverted back to Windows 7 yet again, and for some reason I'm actually getting lower FPS than I was recording on Windows 10, so there's some weird technical bugs that I'm going to have to be fixing by the time the next video comes out. So if there was some weird lack of quality coming on in the video, that's probably the explanation behind it. But anyway, guys, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching this episode of The Factions. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video and stream type thing. You know, I do those every day, and I'll see you guys then. And I hope you guys have a nice day, please. Brah!